Hello and welcome to Aging Fearlessly, my YouTube channel about aging well. I'm your host, Guillermo Vidal, and with spring in the air and seeing the change in season, I really wanted to talk to you about changes coming in your life. I just don't think there's a more confusing time in life as when you get these eerie feelings inside that your life is about to go through some major upheaval. When this is happening, you become unnerved and disoriented, especially if up to now you were convinced that you were doing the right things in your life. Yet, you know something's happening because you can't explain why you feel so dissatisfied inside. Perhaps it started when that dream job you got 5 years ago now seems empty, boring, or lackluster. Or perhaps that ideal mate that you married, that you thought offered everything, has inexplicably become aloof and distant, and you fear a divorce is in the offing. Now these are just a couple of examples, but there's many more. Yet at times like these, we can become so freaked out about what we're sensing that we often choose to ignore the road ahead or deny these feelings of emptiness and dissatisfaction. But no amount of disavowing this inner restlessness will allow you to escape the inevitable change that's coming into your life. For as scary and painful as this restlessness can feel, in order to create your best life, it is important that you know how to recognize what is going on so you can begin to doing the work that these inner feelings are demanding of you. Now, throughout my years, I've had this inner discomfort more times than I care to mention. I've come to understand that when I'm feeling this way, it is an invitation from my higher self to evolve into the person I was born to be. So if you're experiencing this turmoil, then you are being invited by your higher self to grow into your very best being. Now, I believe that the following 7 signs will help you determine whether or not you're at the cusp of ending the current phase of your life so you can grow into your person in full bloom. Number 1, your life seems a fake. You're discovering that things that meant something to you before don't seem to give you pleasure anymore. It's as though someone turned on the lights and you can finally see the reality of everything. Your marriage, career, keeping up with the Joneses, or your compulsive self-seeking. Your life feels like a fake because you've lost your energy, focus, and interest to invest in these things any further. But there you are, stuck with them. You feel broken like Humpty Dumpty, where all the king's horses and all the king's men can't put you back together again. Number 2, you long to have meaning and purpose again. Remember, there was that time in your life when everything was working like you wanted it to. You knew you were born to do what you were doing. You were in the flow, man. Now, without warning, you're feeling like an unsuspecting storm has thrown your ship off course, and you're wondering if you'll find your way back again. You now are spending a lot of time longing for that sense of certainty you once had, but you have no idea how to find it back. Number 3, you want to be left alone. Although you can't explain it, you find being around people to be draining. Friendships you enjoyed for years don't give you pleasure anymore. Even dear family members annoy you. You delay answering their phone calls, texts, and emails until you absolutely have to. You desire contemplative times like going on a hike or walking the beach. Those close to you started complaining about your aloofness, and you feel guilty about it, but you long for solitude nonetheless. Number 4, you feel completely lost and alone. Although people who love you and support you and surround you with love are there, you feel apart from them. There's no talking about loneliness to anyone, for they wouldn't understand. They see you as you were and wouldn't appreciate why you're not happy. They tell you to snap out of it and don't realize they aren't helping. In spite of your best efforts to keep your chin up, you find no solace in family, friends, or activities. Number 5, you want to flee. You spend time daydreaming about starting over somewhere where no one knows you and doesn't expect anything from you. You even fantasize about leaving everything behind and sneaking off in the middle of the night to be living a simpler life somewhere far away. You've even begun envying people who you think live simple and uncomplicated lives, and you wonder how it ever got this crazy for you. Number 6, you question your beliefs about God and even blame this higher power for your situation. Yet every day you wake up to the same misery with no hope the situation will change. You're starting to wonder the beliefs about God you were taught from the time you were a small child are simply bullshit. Praying seems pointless. Number 7, as fatigue begins to set in from all this internal processing, you begin thinking that perhaps life is futile. All this talk about being born with a purpose seems meaningless to you, and you wonder if anything really matters anyway. Now, the culprit behind your pain and disorientation probably came when you became convinced somewhere along the way that the right decisions in life would bring you happiness. And now you can't figure out why this is not happening for you because you thought you made all those right decisions. And you're probably punishing yourself for having made such terrible mistakes. Now you feel trapped in this lackluster life you have created. Now it helps to know that this is just wrong thinking. The fact is that nothing in life stays the same. No matter what it is, everything wears out, ages and withers away. Change for all of us is inevitable. We were never meant to remain in the same stage of life forever. On the contrary, we were born to grow and learn from our experiences, and that's what's happening. It helps to see life more as a multi-act play. Sometimes an act is long and sometimes it's short. Occasionally your stage is set in a different location with a completely new cast of characters. Yet each act builds upon the one before, and what you learn from one you take to the next. Now I know this doesn't take away your pain and disillusionment that you're feeling right now, but know that you've done nothing wrong. You're not the victim of your mistakes, nor are you being punished for sins you've committed. This is simply the normal process of your life, where your higher self is calling upon you to evolve, and you're beginning to awaken. And sometimes you have to leave your place of comfort to do that. The best thing for you to do right now is to try and live day by day as best you can. This is time to take care of yourself. Eat well, exercise, stay away from drugs and alcohol, get a good night's sleep, take naps if you need to. Do the things you enjoy. Be honest with yourself and others, and hang in there. Your next steps will be revealed. You were born to learn from your experiences and grow. Life is not happening to you. Your higher self is working with and for you. So on with the play.